I am just a young woman, but as I grow up, I realized that it is not easy to find success and create my persona. What do I do about this issue? I find that it helps to find a role model or someone who we can look up to, a family member, a friend, or even a famous person. Usually this day and age, we do that by going on social media or looking at a magazine and saying, I want to be successful too, or I also want to be rich, famous, and successful. We obviously cannot blame ourselves for thinking that. We are human. But the key is to find the right person who we can look up to. You see, the trouble for me is how the media treats the females that I can look up to. When it comes to artists and actresses on the media, there is something very unjust on how we are portrayed. My research showed how inequitable these portrayals are. When I searched, take Google for example. When I searched up famous female artists and actresses on the media, the words nude, sex, and sexy stood out. I wanted to see if the same thing was happening for males. I only removed off 2 letters of female to create the word male. The words that came up were leading, legendary, and lifestyle. Keep in mind that these pictures do not come from provocative magazines, but from a magazine that you can buy in your local grocery store. What we should be asking ourselves is why is it okay for females to be portrayed this way, but for males to be portrayed fully dressed? If we are both successful enough to be shown like this, why is it okay for females to be some sort of naked, if not fully naked in magazine covers, but men fully dressed and seen as successful? Not only is there a difference in how we are portrayed, there is a difference in how we are paid. Although females and male athletes play the same sports in the college and professional level, there is a drastic change in how we are paid. In 2015, the U.S. female soccer team took home $2 million for winning the World Cup. But in 2014, the Germany male soccer team took home $35 million for winning the World Cup. Tamika Catchings is one of the best female basketball players of the decade and even has 3 Olympic gold medals. She makes $3 to $4 million off of endorsements and is currently on court. Kevin Garnett, a player like Tamika, makes $10 million off of just Nike endorsements and is currently off court. Why is it okay for females to be paid less than males, even though they're both playing in the same sport, in the same level? Why is it okay for females to be represented as less than males, even though they're both successful enough to win and they're both successful enough to be really famous and well-known? Female politicians have to endure the same injustices. Female politicians are seen as too stern if their political views are too strong, or as too soft or as too weak if their political views are not strong enough. In 2008, Michelle Obama was named the 7th least influential people. And in 2012, GQ magazine pictured her with a big head, getting ice cream as a midnight snack. Michelle Obama then went on to make herself seem more likable. Why should our political leaders have to change their opinions? Some people like to blame it on the fact that we have very few female politician leaders. But why should that matter when we are all successful genders, when we are all successful enough to state our own opinion and want to make a change for our people? Like I said before, this all relates back to teenagers and the media. We as teenagers are always on the media, and when we see our role models being portrayed this way, it makes us confused on who to rely on. We should be seen as the equal successful human beings that we can be. Females should be as successful as males can be on the media. The Misrepresentation Project envisions a project where all genders and minorities are seen as equal and represented as equals on the media. We should be able to take something like the media that we create and change and make ourselves seem more successful, so we can show that we can all do the same job and we can all be equals. We should take something like the media, change it for the better, and not make ourselves be seen as less. Not just females, but for all genders and minorities. We should all be equally represented, not misrepresented. Thank you.